And welcome, everybody, to another post-race show. I'm going to turn the volume down just a little bit. Let me know how I sound. Making sure that my levels are better than they were Wednesday night just because I moved around the country. And I want to make sure that I'm not either blowing your ears out or, there are no tornadoes this time. No tornadoes. But I want to make sure I'm not blowing your ears out or I'm not basically a church mouse and I'm just quiet as hell. So let me know in the chat, and we're going to get right into this race. Be sure to like the stream, subscribe if you're new. We're closing in on 62.1, I believe, so really cool stuff there. But yeah, just let me know how I sound in chat. Awesome. Sound great. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Awesome. For you who watch the podcast, me, Eric, and Darian chose Hocevar, and you guys and Danny chose Byron. So you guys gained 2 points on him. Awesome. We are all good. Okay, well, let's get into this. This was the Weather Guard Truck Race on Dirt. That was the name of it. This race was 150 laps, went for an hour and 25 minutes and 23 seconds, 4 lead changes among 3 drivers, and 11 cautions on the night. Now, there were 36 trucks in the field, one of which I am very happy for being in there, as I'm a fan of him. But let's get through who finished where in this race. I have the results here, and then as soon as I get done reading them, we'll have them up top. So, Joey Logano won the race. He beat the field to kind of talk about the title of this. He beat the field. Make sure this is off in OBS. Last thing I want to do is have something pop up really loud for you guys. But he gets the win, dominates the night. Let's be real. If we all knew he'd be in the race and it wasn't going to rain or whatnot, we all probably were going to pick Joey Logano to win this race. He's statistically the best driver ever at Bristol Dirt in every race he's been in. I think this is the first truck race he did for Bristol Dirt. And if it is, his average finish would be 1.7 in all the races he's competed in, I think. So I picked Joey winning tomorrow, and I think this might be the start of a weekend sweep for Logano. I'm going to put that as the first poll, which also shout out to Daily Downforce for tweeting out the stream. If you haven't already, definitely follow them on Twitter and the Insta. But let's make a poll out of this. To start out with. Start poll. Does Joey Logano sweep? And I think that would be so we got yes, no, and then I'll put an option for the president and put pudding. Kidding. I'm not. Bad joke. Does Joey Logano sweep? Yes, no, or pudding? How about Easter bunnies? In case you guys either or don't want that. So there you go. There's your poll. Let's get those likes up as well. Thank you guys. A lot of people showing up tonight compared to most truck nights. So good stuff. I see a lot of votes for Easter bunnies, no's, yeses. But let's go through at least the top 10 as we let this roll. Ty Majeski finished second. William Byron third. That was basically the top 3 all night. The 3 best cars finished 1, 2, 3. It might have been kind of boring. Yeah, I get it. But you know what? At least it's not a wreck fest at the end. It was a wreck fest throughout. But at least not a wreck fest at the end that steals a win away from people who deserve it, even if we're not crazy about them. So, Merry Christmas, Alessandro. Nice. Matt Crafton gets a 4th place run. 5th place goes to Grant Enfinger, Garcia in 6th, 7th, Briscoe, Tanner Gray, 8th, Honeycutt, 9th, and DiBenedetto finishes in the top 10. Then you got Raja Caruth, Dean Thompson, Haley Deegan, Jonathan Davenport, and Corey Heim, the top 15. Boyd finishes 16th. My pick for this race, Hocevar, finishes 17th. This is not a great one for him. Spencer says in the chat, next time you do it, have the third option be the poll, the famous Iceberg poll. Okay, I'll have that one. But then you got Sanchez in 18th, Rhodes 19th, And then you got Holmes in 20th, Zane Smith 21st, Daniel Dye 22nd, Stuart Friesen 23rd, and then the last guy on the lead lap, the absolute GOAT of the Truck Series, Norm Benning, finishes on the lead lap. Norm Benning, 24th position tonight. I'm happy for Norm. I saw his interview too, and Norm Benning is such a great personality. I hope one day to interview Norm Benning on the podcast. I hope so much. If I could, I'd probably put up $1,000 to sponsor him if it helped. Like I would love to have the Iceberg across the side of Norm Benning's truck. Love me some. Speedway Anywhere. Hello, Mr. Vikings fan. It's about time I get in on your post-race action. Well, if you're a Vikings fan, welcome. If not, still welcome, but in less purple. But thank you guys for watching. Sly Supersonic, thank you for the 636. Way too many turn 1 heroes in this truck race. You can't win the race in the first turn, but you sure can lose it. To finish first, you must first finish. Yeah, that's something that I'm going to talk about when we get a little further into this thing. But yeah, there was a lot of dumb racing on the parts of a lot of them. I was honestly surprised just how bad some of them were racing, but that's sort of the Truck Series at this point, you know. Let's see. I'm just I just saw I'm looking at the Justin Owens. That's USAC driver, right? I'm not completely caught up on all this stuff, so forgive me on that I'm not caught up on everything. KMS says, for those wondering, earlier today, Justin Owens, who was a racer in the USAC Racing League, had a large crash and sadly passed away. Yes, prayers to his family and for his family. Damn, that sucks. That's awful. Let's bring it back over the truck race, though. I don't want to get everyone's mood down too much, but yeah, definitely keep them in your thoughts and prayers, especially tomorrow. Happy Easter to everybody. But let's get through the rest of this, and so I can give you guys the finishing order on the famous ticker. Everything's famous. I love it. So Timmy Hill finishes 25th, 2 laps down. Carrick -3, yeah, in 26th. Same with Howard and Purdy. They were 3 laps down. Everybody else from 29th on to last was out of this race when the checkered flag flew. By the way, click that like button. I want to see if we can get about 100 likes on this stream tonight. And we'll talk about the Cup race after we get through the truck stuff, okay? We're going to talk all about it. Any questions you got, be sure to leave them in the chat. Super chats I'll always see, all that good stuff. 29th, though, was Carpenter. Then you have Eckes in 30th, Kligerman 31st, 32nd was Wright, Ankrum 33rd, Taylor Gray 34th, Mason Massey 35th, and Stephen Parsons finishes dead last night. Let me know in the chat if anything is off when it comes to these post-race results, but they will be up at the top of the screen the rest of the stream. If there is anything that changes, or if I spelled someone's name wrong, I will adjust it on the fly. We'll do that. And then there will also be the streaming schedule that I have coming up this week. We'll be live tomorrow after the Cup race, as well as Wednesday night on Eric Estep's channel, reviewing Martinsville, my favorite track on the Cup schedule. On any schedule, honestly. I love me some Martinsville. So let me make sure. All right, yeah. It's awesome. It's on. It's good. We got nice 69 likes. I'd like 31 more, though. I would love if we can do one nice 169, but so be it. So let's go through what happened in this race. Honestly, it was very much rinse, wash, repeat over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. No, I did not glitch. That's just how the night went. So before the race, there were issues for Ankrum. He managed to keep it on the lead lap for a short time, but that didn't really work out, as we'll talk about in a moment. But on lap 8, you got a crash with Rhodes, Parsons, Massey, Taylor Gray, Carpenter. Carpenter caught up in more than one tonight. After that, you got a restart, but pretty much every restart, yeah, there were 3 and 4 wide racing through the pack, which was nice. But up front, wasn't really all that much. to say the least. So it's kind of, I'll just say there was a restart. That's pretty much how it happened. There would be a crash or a spin or something, and then there would be a restart, and then we just do that over and over again, like every 10 laps. I thought they were pretty racy tonight when they were racing, but that does not change the fact that it became a damn demolition derby. And I'm somebody who actually does like Bristol Dirt. I went there last year. I enjoyed the hell out of it in 2021. But tonight, I didn't think was the greatest showing, personally. Lap 27, Timmy Hill, Ankrum, Carpenter, they crash. Carpenter, I think, was caught in like 3 or 4. Have a restart. Joey Logano wins the stage, and Ty Majeski, William Byron, 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to let you know now that's how they finished in the second stage, too. It was 1, 2. They were 1, 2, 3 all night. And if Majeski wasn't second, Byron was, but Majeski was about to pass him. So I don't really know too much what to say, about those. Stage 1 was won by Logano. You had some points with 4th place Honeycutt, 6th place Deegan, who was really a non-factor. Kligerman for a bit, top 10, so that was nice. But again, not really too much to write home about when it came to the action in this race. I thought there was solid racing, but it just didn't have time to develop. Thank you to I_like_2_race for the 199. And thank you for giving your first super chat to the channel. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. First super chat ever from I_like_2_race. I feel like sometimes you guys put the underscores in there because you know I'll read them. But I'm still dealing with this coughing cold fit that I've had all week. I did it. I had it even for the NASCAR Cup Series race, and it was brutal because we only had 1 caution in that race. By the way, 10 days from now, NASCAR Cup Series on my channel, Talladega, baby, Talladega. And also for those members or mods in the chat, let's not spam, please. Yeah, thank you, Blue Jimmy. You guys can be members, but do not abuse that. And same with mods. Good job on the mods. So we go to stage 2. And the first thing we hear about before the stage is Carson Hocevar had power steering issues. They fixed him under yellow. So not really too much there. But then he wasn't a factor either. I don't think he even got past the 8th position all night. And he did that with strategy, getting even that high. But lap 45, you have Eka spinning. 58, you have a Sanchez with a flat tire. Tyler Carpenter. Again, what is that, 3? Okay, 3 so far for Tyler Carpenter. And another caution for Wright crashing on lap 73. And then again, Logano, Majeski, Byron, like we said before. Friesen was up there. DiBenedetto had got some points. Holmes got a 10th place in the stage. After that, you got the 4 of the 19 and 38 crashing on lap 96. You have Purdy spinning 109. Carpenter finally gets his final wreck of the night in. And then 9 to go, you have, and then Rhodes, Friesen, Hocevar have that little slide crash with a couple others. With 20 to go, and the restart comes out with 9 to go. And from there, it's just Joey Logano all night. I don't really know what too much to say about this race other than that. I thought it was, I would agree with Young Money. Eldora is a better track. By the way, I'm going to end this poll now. A lot of you do not think Joey will be getting the sweep tomorrow. Yeah, I agree. Eldora is a better track. I see Matt in the chat says, All-Star is a gimmick. Bristol is a gimmick. Let's go ahead and marry the two already. This is Bristol Dirt is a gimmick. Let's marry the two already. That's your argument. Maybe. If that's a way you can get North Wilkesboro as a points-paying race in the schedule, I'd be okay with that. Like I said, I personally like Bristol Dirt. I had fun when I went. I had fun watching on TV. I think tomorrow's race will be a lot better. So, but I'm up for that. I am up for that. The thing you got to remember about Bristol Dirt, even if it's on the fritz right now, last year with rain plaguing it, it still got more viewers than I think. Oh, hold on. I got the numbers on me. Last year with rain plaguing it, Bristol Dirt, which by the way, being there, Bristol Dirt probably had around 50,000 people there, which the spring race hasn't had since, let's see, Let's find out. Good Lord. The spring Bristol race has not had more than 50,000 since 2015, I want to say. No, 2014, I think. But you're looking, last year, this race had 4 million viewers with rain plaguing the night. It was only beat by Talladega, Las Vegas Auto Club, and Daytona. It was the 5th most watched race of the year last year at a time of year when they're not as watched. So you're going to have to argue with that to NASCAR, as well as higher attendance, which, based on what people I know at the track said, and based on what Marcus Smith said, they probably sold more tickets this year. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back another year or two. Until this race proves to be a viewership, and maybe they'll be down. I mean, ratings have been down all year. But if this race isn't plagued by rain, there may be more people watching this year. And if that's the case, in a down year, if this one does get more than 4 million viewers, which I highly doubt, you can kiss this race going away anytime soon goodbye, in my opinion, because NASCAR's not going to throw away easy money like that. But that's my take on the whole deal. Napa Racing Fan 927, unrelated to Bristol Dirt, but how do you feel about the All-Star race format? It might be less gimmicky, might be the least gimmicky format of all time. I love it. Well, I mean, Dale Jr. Dale Jr. had made it, so there is that. Welcome, Vincent. I'm glad you subscribed to comment. We do stuff all week, so there's plenty of stuff to talk about. But I'll ask another poll on this one. By the way, I like to race with all the underscores. He said, he meant to type, it's all Ross Chastain's fault that Joey Logano led the entire race into my super chat, but I thought you had to buy the chat before you. No, yeah, no worries. I still read it. You don't have to buy another chat to put it in, though. Don't worry about that. I saw it. I love the Chastain memes, and I know mine was pretty dark, but you can ask anyone who knows me. I have a very dark sense of humor. I just generally try to keep it off the internet because there's a lot of softies out there. But let's start a poll. Should Bristol Dirt stay? And I'll put yes, no, unsure. We won't put Easter bunnies on this one since there is a third option. By the way, 12 more likes. Let's get more likes. Let's get to over 100 likes tonight. But here is the poll. Answer me poll. So should Bristol Dirt stay? I'm assuming this one's probably going to be heavily no, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some who are on the unsure. Yeah, that does. Wow. Wow. How about that? Early voting is definitely skewing a few different ways, but this is probably more even than I thought it'd be, and a lot more no's coming in now, but I'm genuinely surprised. Because that 28%, 29% on the line, being unsure, like, that's what probably would change it up. Oh, and thank you, UTP216, for becoming a member of the channel. For you guys who are members, because I know there's a lot of you, or who have gotten memberships bought or whatever, I'm aiming for a members-only stream this Thursday night. We had a members-only poll on what race you guys would want to do a watch-along stream with. So if you're a member, you can have a watch-along stream with me. I believe Thursday. Don't know the time yet. I'll announce it this week. But we're going to watch the 1992 Hooters 500. So that should be fun. And wow, this poll is really even. We have over 100 votes in. And I said, should Bristol Dirt stay? 34% say yes, 36 no, 30 unsure. Wow. We're going to have to ask this poll on Eric's channel on the podcast. I would love to compare the numbers. Let me... actually, I'll just take a picture of it. We have technology. Let's use it. But that genuinely surprises me. By the way, for those talking about if Bristol Dirt will stay or not, last year, this race, I think, had 1.2 million viewers for the truck race. So that's, yeah, that's interesting. I love this. Noah Coleman, bring the fire extinguishers. The fire extinguisher. For those who don't know, Richard Petty had a great quote right at the end of his career. 1992 Hooters 500. Rest in peace, Alan Kulwicki and Davey Allison. Yes. I'll be honest, because I have watched this race before, but it's been a long time since I've watched it through and through. But I do think because of the storylines, because of the championship, because of the racing product itself, the intensity of it, I do think that this race is the best NASCAR race ever, objectively. There's ones I like more than it because I was there or was a fan at the time when they were run. I was 5 years, what? No, 4.5 years away from being, no, 5. Yeah, basically almost 5 years away from being born when the 1992 Hooters 500 was happening. But I do think that is pretty good. JJ Yaley starting third. That's right, JJ Yaley killing it tonight in his heat race. Interesting to look at. I don't know, maybe they have it just hooked up for qualifying. But if JJ Yaley becomes somebody out of the blue, you know what? Just because I always like putting money on it, I'm going to look at right now. Let's see what happens if you put $5 on JJ Yaley for tomorrow on DraftKings Sportsbook. Because that's one that's been pretty good for me. But let's see how much I would win back. Because why not? You know, I don't think JJ Yaley's going to win by any means. I don't think it will even be close. But Yaley had a lot of speed. And it looked pretty darn racy. So let's look up NASCAR. Sorry if I'm just looking down on my phone from your guys' end. I'm trying to find it really quick. It's hard to find everything in these apps anymore because NASCAR always gets buried. Where's motorsport? There we go. All right. JJ Yaley at the moment is a plus 10,000 odd. So I'm gonna put $5 on him. And if he wins, I'll win $500. So that should, why not? You know, he probably won't win, but on the off chance he does win, who knows? That'd be incredible. So let's finish up on some other topics tonight before we end off on here. Again, Easter Sunday tomorrow. Y'all have some fun. We'll be live after the Cup race, as well as live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Eric Estep's channel. And then again, 10 days from today, at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, Talladega for the NR Cup Series on this channel, April 18th. Mark it on your calendars. It's going to be a lot of fun. We still got 9 guys in contention for the championship within one race. Daniel Mosteller with a pretty sizable lead, but it ain't over by any means. Jimmy, thank you for the 5. Hi, that was a great race. And what do you think about the new All-Star race format? I like it. It's kind of like I saw some comments before, and we talked about it before. But I like that it's not very gimmicky. I think that, you know, with Dale Jr. involved with it, of course, that's probably why. But I think that everybody around this event understood the assignment. They know that the draw to this event is not the All-Star race. It's actually difficult to be in the All-Star race. I believe you had to be a winner this year or last, or a previous All-Star winner or a champion, which to me is probably how it should be. And yeah, it might be a bigger field because we had more drivers win last year, but it's not going to be like that every year. And that's how it should be. It should be simple. It should be palatable to both old fans and new fans, and I think that it should be difficult to make. It is difficult to win a NASCAR Cup Series race. It is difficult to win a championship. It is difficult to win an All-Star race. This is how it should be. I love the format, and I'm not saying that as a biased Dale Jr. fan. I'm just saying it straight up. I like this format, and you know, I gotta finagle my flights the right way, but I have a ticket. I'm going to be there. I cannot wait to see how it is. We're going to end this poll. Just barely the no on Bristol Dirt Stain won 36% to 35 yes, 27 unsure. Very interesting. But let's do another poll. Let's see. We're going to do another poll on the All-Star race format. So I'll give you 4 options on this one, but what do you think of the All-Star Race format? Make sure I spelled all those words right, because God forbid I don't. All right, poll going up now. And thank you to Jamie for becoming a new member as well. Welcome to the Iceberg. I don't really know a good thing to call it yet, but we'll figure it out. And wow, overwhelming for the most part positivity in the voting. And even if it's not positive, it's not upsetting by any means. We're about 65 votes in really quick, and it's 81% positive, 1 negative, 18 unsure. It's not very often you see NASCAR fans unite into liking something like this. So that will speak volumes. The only problem I have with the All-Star Race is I wish it was on Big Fox. I wish having a track like this come back to NASCAR, I think deserves being on the biggest stage possible. Just because this is big for old fans, for new fans, fans that left the sport 20 years ago, I feel like will come back just to watch this race. I think, especially being a Sunday night, let me double check what the viewership was last year on a Sunday night, but I have a feeling this will beat Texas big time. I mean, last year we had almost 2.5 million watch that terrible Texas All-Star Race. Year before, 2.7 million. Year before that, 2 million on a Wednesday night. Watched Bristol. Last time it was in Charlotte, 2.4. I would not be surprised if they had a bit of a bump up in rating. Come on. It's North Wilkesboro. What NASCAR fan in the worth their salt in the last 30 years has not wanted North Wilkesboro back? I mean, for me, I was straight up I had to be there. There's no way I can miss a historic event like this. I would have been at the late model race that Dale Jr. ran in last summer, but it was a Wednesday night and I had a show to do. So, Fox does have the trucks. That's going to be a big ratings bring in. I think it's part of I think FS1 is contractually put in to have the All-Star Race every year, but I think they should change that personally. Make one more points race if you have to, an FS1 race, but put North Wilkesboro where everybody can see it. God, it's so cool that it's coming back. I have not been this excited for an All-Star Race since the Bristol one I went to, and before that, it's been a long, long time. Groovy Goose, thank you for the 5. Do you remember the other events at the All-Star Race? Crew Chief Race, Burnout Competition. I mean, I know they had the Pit Crew Challenge, and they're bringing that back as well. And then the Burnout Competition. I would love the Burnout Competition to come back. I feel like at a track like North Wilkesboro, you could have multiple burnouts at a time. You could have a burnout in the front stretch and a burnout in the back stretch because there's seats all over there, and have cameras and have dueling burnouts. And maybe you have 2 guys burn out at the same side of the track, similar to what they used to do when a winner would burn out with the champion at Homestead. There's so much cool stuff you can do at the track. I would love to bring all that stuff back. If they can figure out a way to implement it in the coming years, they got to do it. Just build this race up as much as possible. And Timmy Wolf, thank you for becoming a new Iceberg member as well. We got 3 new members tonight so far. So thank you very much. Again, I don't know what time. I will announce it maybe tomorrow if I can figure it out right. But we'll do a members only watch along stream with me and you guys, and we'll be watching the 1992 Hooters 500. I'll keep it up for members who can't see it live and maybe want to watch back on it. But that will be happening. And I think we'll do that once a month where members only streams, because you guys, you're paying above and beyond every month. I appreciate the hell out of that. And we'll do some probably live ones too with the rest of everybody else watching. But it'll be the members probably voting on what we do with those, just because I need to figure out. I need to give you new emojis too. That'll probably be coming for the NR Cup series coming up. Fred Dog 81, thank you for the 5. Your thoughts on the NASCAR rules changes showing parts that violated rules? Do you think it will deter teams from cheating? Beast 1624, I'll get to that in a moment. I want to finish answering this one. But I would say, I mean, that's old school. That's very old school. And put it out in the garage, like make an example of people. I like that personally. I very much like that. I think that being a little old school, being a little harsh with it, that might need to be the way to go with it. I'm not too sure yet on whether or not NASCAR went too far in limiting the appeals panel. I want to look a little more into it before I give a definitive answer. But I think this move is a really good one. B1624. Thank you for the 5. Been a busy last few days. I missed the All-Star format. Can you recap it for us? Yeah, hold on. Let me pull it up. I believe Bob Pockris tweeted it. But I'll pull that up in a moment. And then thank you, Michael, for gifting 5 memberships. So 5 more jumping on the Iceberg. That could be taken out of context. But thank you. Thank you for everyone who's been contributing to the channel. It's been amazing seeing like how much we're all doing together and how much fun this has been. I will look up. Good Lord, Bob tweets a lot. Hold on, I'm just gonna look up All-Star Race format because I want to get this completely right. But yeah, I will look up the format. Okay, so here's what we got. Actually, I think I might be able to save the image and then add it into OBS so I can actually show you guys. So hold tight for a second. We're going to add an image live. We'll do it live. This is my on-air production meeting with y'all. It's going to be a weird shape on the screen. Might be a little off the screen. But here's the All-Star Race format for everybody. I want to make sure everyone can see it that hasn't already. Let's see, making sure you guys can see it. It's a little bit of a delay on the YouTube end than my end, but I just want to make sure that we got it good. I think we do. Come on. Good Lord, YouTube on my end is so far behind. There we go. Okay, it is on screen. So here's the All-Star format that we got this year. So you got the Pit Crew Challenge. You know, qualifying will be based on pit stop times only, 4-tire pit stop with no fuel. Results determine the starting lineup for the All-Star race, heat races and the All-Star Open. The All-Star heat races, 60 laps each, results of heat race 1 set the All-Star races inside row. The heat 2 gets the outside row. The Open, 100 laps. There'll be competition caution at lap 40 or around, based on what they're saying. Top 2 finishers transfer to the All-Star race. Fan vote winner gets to be in as well, so 3 there. And then the All-Star field, of course, will be winners from the last 2 seasons, 23 and 22. Past All-Star race winners, as well as the 2 we talked about before. 200 laps. All laps count, which is something that should have been done with the Clash. $1 million, and you see it there. I personally, like I said, it's simple, it's to the point, and I think that Dale Jr., SMI, NASCAR, whoever was all in charge of that, I think they knocked it out of the park. Personally, I really do. I think they knocked it out of the park. And I think that was a really, really good move on their part. But yeah, so that's the All-Star Race format. We'll show it again on Wednesday night on Eric's channel. By the way, polls ending now. I asked, what'd you think of the All-Star Race format? 70% of you say positive, 24 are saying unsure, and then 3 each are saying meh or negative. So that will be the poll on this one. And yeah, I hate, not having too much more to say, but granted, we've been on for 40 minutes. I think that about covers it. So I think you guys enjoy your Saturday night and have fun with your families. If you're there for Easter, have a happy Easter tomorrow. We got some good dirt track racing at Bristol tomorrow night, and we will be live on this channel right after it. Rain or shine, whatever happens, we'll be here. Wednesday night, we'll be on Eric Estep's channel for the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Going to be a lot of fun there. And then again, I cannot push it enough. NR Cup Series. Look at that. Hold on, I actually can't see. Yeah, there you go. NR Cup Series. I got the shirt with the logo. NR Cup Series, 10 days from now, April 18th, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific, I think. Or no, yeah, 5 Pacific, 6 Mountain, all that good stuff. We'll be live on this channel. First iRacing event on this channel's history, and I cannot wait to share it with you all. So, until tomorrow night, I cannot wait to see you all there, and I can't wait to see you on Wednesday, and I can't wait to see you then. So, have a good night. Have a happy Easter, and it's Bristol, baby. Night.